Hey, what's up, everybody? Karuai, you made it! Early to a stream for once. Congratulations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing tonight? You doing alright? Drinking my evening coffee. Tonight's flavor of the stream is peppermint bark. Because we're getting near holiday time, baby. We're getting near Christmas time. How's everybody doing tonight? You good? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope that your Tuesday's going pretty well. Mine's been pretty good. Been in meetings all day, but you know, that's it. Did a little bit of teaching. Right now we're at the part of the semester when all of my students are doing group presentations. And y'all, we have great group presentations every Tuesday and Thursday. Like, they've really blown me away. I talked a little bit on the stream last week about Gina Davis. We did a group presentation on that. We did last Thursday, what was it? Beyonce. Group presentation on Beyonce. Before that was Jesus. And before that was Martin Luther. So, I mean, we're all over the place. Today, though, was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And the students that were presenting on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, they started out by saying Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, known best for his roles in the Fast and Furious franchise and The Mummy Returns. And I was like, you mean WWE, right? Like, he's known for wrestling first and foremost, right? Like, but you know, it was good. They had a great presentation, I'll say. It was really good, but it was a little odd to be like the wrestling career. Now they did eventually get to it, but it was just interesting. I was like, I guess I've never thought of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as exclusively a movie star. I think of him as a wrestler turned movie star. Go figure. Karuai, first day of seasonal work put off till tomorrow, but things are looking up bit by bit. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. I'm glad that things are starting to look up bit by bit. Where I live, we're dealing with the time change, seasonal affective disorder. I get out of the gym in the afternoon, and it's dark, and that's upsetting and saddening, but you know, can we talk about how 16 got snubbed for Game of the Year? Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, we absolutely can talk about that. And you know, it's not just that it got snubbed, right? Like, I mean, I totally understand the arguments out there, right? And I've fielded them on Twitter, and people come in with their hot takes, right? And it's like, well, the gameplay was terrible. No, the gameplay's not terrible. The narrative is nonsense. Well, it is actually up for best narrative, right? So that's not it. It's an incomplete game. One person said that to me. I was like, I can't imagine what you thought of Final Fantasy XV, which I also think is a complete game, but that one gets a lot of hate for this. But the 6 games are chosen for Game of the Year, right? Six games nominated. And so shoe-ins like Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, though I've never played it. I understand that's a really amazing game. We knew those were going to be in there. Then we had some others. Spider-Man 2, I'm currently playing that right now. It's a great game. Great game. I don't know if it embodies what this year is, but it's a great game. Mario Wonder, no real surprise there. I mean, it's a Mario game. It is maybe the best 2D Mario we've had since 3 or World, so I get it. I get it. But then we get Alan Wake 2, and I haven't played that. So there's that, and I'm okay with that. And Resident Evil 4, and I love Resident Evil 4. I'm looking forward to the remake. I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited to play it when we get the PSVR 2 version for it, because I want to play it in VR. So I mean, I don't have anything against those games. What I might say though is that 16, yikes, it belongs in that group. I don't know who I would take away. I'd probably take away Resident Evil 4 remake, because I think 16 does newer. I think it does more things new than RE4 remake does, at least from what I've seen of it. I don't know how I feel about a quote remake. Getting it, and I mean in like a 1-for-1 remake. Like, I'm not talking about 7 remake, because 7 remake is like a totally different ball game, right? It's not, it is the flavor of Final Fantasy VII, without being the exact same sort of thing. And anybody that's played 7 remake knows, like, oh, they're doing something kind of different here. So I think that's a different thing. But RE4 remake, there's no whispers in RE4 remake, but 16 to me, and like, I mean, if you've watched this stream at all, you know that I love 16, right? My argument for it being Game of the Year is, or at least nominated, is this: it is the full package. You've got the highest of quality in every component of the game. Right, every component, every criteria, from graphics. These are cutting edge graphics, not just in cutscenes, but in everything. The mocap that they did, even with the facial animations for voice actors and stuff. I mean, you've got that component. You've got next level music, even as we listen to it in the background. You have what I would consider an amazing battle and gameplay system in the game, that completely reimagines what an art. Are y'all there? I feel like I lost you for a second. Is everybody there? We in here? We're here. Okay. We're here. I just saw a big reconnecting screen show up, and it's like, whoops. Did you hear that? Did you hear my rant? I don't know if you heard my rant or not, but oops. All right, well, if it goes down, I'll restart the internet. Barnabas already trying to sabotage the stream. I'm telling you, man, like, my biggest boss in this game, my biggest final boss is Comcast. And so anybody that watches this stream, if you have connections at Comcast, tell them ProfNoctis has some beef with them. And because I shouldn't have to restart my internet to stream, right? I shouldn't have to restart my internet every time I want to stream. First world problems, you know, it's a thing. But we're not going to let it get us down, because internet, that's the least of our worries, you guys. We don't have to worry about that. But if the stream does go down, just know I'm going to restart the internet. We're going to have to do what we're going to do, okay? But I suppose it's time to go ahead and get started. Anyway, Game of the Year, Final Fantasy XVI. Yeah, maybe. I think that it should be in the conversation. That's the long and short of that rant that the gods above clearly didn't want me to say. So maybe it was Jeff Keighley. Maybe Jeff Keighley pulled the plug on my internet and was like, no, we're not gonna have him sowing discord in the video game community, the Game Awards community. All right, let's get on with it. Tonight, if you are new to the stream, welcome. My name is Wade/ProfNoctis, Professor Noctis. I teach at the University of Alabama. I teach a number of classes, including Final Fantasy XV and Judeo-Christian kingship, learning Judeo-Christian kingship through Final Fantasy XV. If you've never been a part of those streams, then I look forward to the spring, because I'm going to be diving into that in the spring. I'm very excited about that topic. We'll also have some more students in with us in the spring, so that should be a fun time. Tonight, we are going to dive into Barnabas. Barnabas, one of the next dominant, who is the dominant of Odin. So we're going to start heading toward him, but before we do that, we got to get through just a few light quests here and there. So, anywho, you're right, sowing discord is very relevant given our subject tonight. True, so true. Well, without further ado, let's do it. Okay. Last we left off, I believe that Joshua, Jill, and I, Queen Clank herself, we are going to the desert, if I remember right. Yep, there's only one place to go, the Krajit Echoes. So, let's do it. We're also not really doing a lot of side quests. We are trying to mainline the story for now until sad blacksmiths come up. Then we gotta help them. Hey! Thanks for following, Noble6. What's up? How you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. Hear that clanking? Listen for the clanking, everybody. I'm not crazy. Joshua's got that clanking too, but not as bad as Jill. This is such pretty music. Cloak and Dagger.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I mean, give him a little bit of a break, right?
Scout. If Canberra was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Tabor isn't far.
Run like the wind.
Joshua doesn't even have the excuse of chainmail. You're so right, Kuruai.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
You deserve a rest.
You do deserve a rest. Boy, I planned that wrong. Did I get potions? Oh, I have enough. I have enough. Okay, keep walking. Where is everybody? Did she fall down? Where is Jill? Where are Jill and Torgal? Okay, well, I guess they fell down, but... Oops. Fallen Hunter. Hey, yo! Jill was right over there. Yeah, I missed her. I could not find her. The battle music was still going, but I didn't see any enemies. So I was like, where did everybody go? Sick him, Torgal. What is happening behind me? Oh, back it up, back it up, back it up. I think I'm gonna move beyond the Giga Flare in a second. Torgal, attack! Level up, we love it. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and swap out some things here. Okay, let's say goodbye to Bahamut. We don't use Titan very often. Let's use Titan now. And I guess we don't need... Let's change out Will of the Wikes as well. Oh, I like Heat Wave. Let's do that. Okay. Off we go. I like this music. It's really pretty. I love a good piano.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Hey, Omega! What's up? Hey, stranger. Hey, it's our favorite merchant, everybody.
I do.
How do?
Off to now then. Bound for the free cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not.
That is a good combo.
Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the mo. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more.
Boy, if that's not
There's
relatable.
been a roaring trade back in Oriflamme. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And the Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion.
Bloomin' Dominion.
Suppose I could try Camber next. But knowing my luck, the old place be crawling with the works before I'd even sat out me stall. As I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity.
Where there's crisis,
Mint Gill, that is.
there's opportunity.
So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? Do orcs even carry Gil?
I love this little guy. Like this traveling merchant's little quest for riches. I love it. Just a little side character. Doesn't even have a name. I love him. I'll take his side quest just because he's here.
You're injured.
Thank you, Clive.
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood. Up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept.
It's a great
My
side
men
quest, you're right.
Did this. Turned. Every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
Oh. Those people need my help.
I'll go. You catch your breath.
I'm going to have to play Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake and Resident Evil
Encampment is up ahead.
just to
Just off
understand
the track.
how they can be better than this. Because, like,
They must not reach Tabor.
at a loss. Because this stuff is so
Forgive
good.
me. Lord Kuka.
Oh, it's just so good, right? I love it. This is the danger of being released in the summer. I hear Alan Wake 2 is very good, Claymore. I want to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Baldur's Gate 3 is a remarkable game. Man, Karuai, Karuai. Here's my hang up. I am not a tabletop gamer. Okay, and I have zero tolerance. Like, I'm not knocking them. I have zero tolerance for the tabletop RPG, PC aesthetic and genre. Okay, like I just don't have like the patience for it. Like it always feels a little bit clunky and cumbersome to me. And so like that's the biggest thing that it really has against it for me. Like I that's why I've been so hesitant to play it. Like I've got a Steam Deck. I'd love to play it on Steam Deck. And like I know that I could play it on PlayStation 5 and stuff, and maybe that's the way to go, but like I just don't know, man. Like can I tell you like my number one gripe? I know. Okay. Oh my gosh, let me just get on my rant. Okay. I have played role-playing games and turn-based games for years. Like since I was in second grade. We're talking 7, 8 years old. I totally get it. And I know that there's a random number generator in the background. I know that there's a roll of the dice in the background. But there's something about seeing the dice that just crawls all over me. And that's one of those things. Like, I know it's petty. I know it's dumb. And I know that I should be better than this as a human being, as somebody that believes and assumes the best in people. I should not get so hung up on this like I do. I know I should, but I do. It's a character flaw. I totally get that. So my question to you, Karuai, about Baldur's Gate 3 is this. Is it worth me swallowing my pride and overcoming my disdain for tabletop RPGs in the sight of dice to get past this tabletop aesthetic that I just so hate, and as well as get over the PC gaming aesthetic? I know I sound like a terrible person. Like I'm an ogre, like living in the Stone Ages. Okay, is it worth it? Okay, Claymore, you say it's good. As someone who loves tabletop RPGs, whoa! Oh my gosh, you hate BG3. It's just way too clunky and awkward for me. What? The chat? What? I'm getting conflicting reports right now. I would say yes personally. Okay, so we've got a yep, all caps. We've got a nope, some dude, and we've got a yes, but for me personally with that. So I don't know. It's like yes, no, and a tie. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'd say replace RE4 or Mario with 16. That's kind of where I am too. I would say 16. Would definitely go in, probably over RE4. And again, I kind of mentioned this earlier when the stream went down, but like as far as a remake is concerned, like RE4 remake is a different remake than 7 remake. It's the same game, right? Like it's not doing anything too terribly new. I don't know. Yeah, insane how you could find the 0.1% in just any Twitch channel. I'm telling you guys, like I don't know. I'm gonna have to like wait for a discount or something. By any chance, do I have a link to my dissertation? Sounds interesting. So I do have a link to my dissertation. Hovind, thank you for the sub at tier 1. Starfield snubbed. Hey, I'll agree with that. Starfield was snubbed across the awards. Yeah. I do have a link to my dissertation. You can actually Google Judeo-Christian kingship and Final Fantasy 15 XV, and it should come up. It'll be under Wade Langer. You can even Google my name in it, and a PDF of it will come up. Now, Cat's Chain, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is not what you're wanting. This is not what you're looking for. What you're looking for has not been written yet. Next year, hopefully, by the end of the year, I will have a a more digestible, research-based but not research specific book about Final Fantasy XV and Judeo-Christian kingship. And then in the spring, as I teach that class at Bama again, I will be doing some streams to go through that entire game, and you'll get some of the lectures. One fun thing that's going to be happening next semester is that my classes are actually going to be getting advanced copies of the chapters for this book and helping serve as like my pilot test group. Racy May, what's up? Yeah, they're going to be helping edit and help guide me. I'm testing it out on them. Since playing BG3, I've just wanted to play FFCRPG. Hey, what's CRPG meaning computer role-playing game? Is that what you mean? CRPG? Or is that a different acronym? I want to make sure I got it right. Cat's Chain looks like Big G Rocks has put in a link to my dissertation.
Have you been to Tabor before?
Okay, that's the
Places I haven't.
that's the best place to find it. You can also find it on like ResearchGate and things like that. But that's an easy access one if you're not a part of a university.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
So here's a question. Racy May, this one's specifically for you. If you don't know, Racy May is is new to Final Fantasy XVI. She's fairly new to narrative video games. My question for you, Racy May, is how is the storytelling in this game? I know you picked up halfway through the game, but how are you doing with like your experience of this game so far? Like the story, the characters, all that stuff. Would love to get your kind of novice take on this stuff.
Forgive me, traveler, but no matter how deep your pockets might be, we only sell to trusted patrons. I do hope you've not had a wasted journey.
Melancholy marked him. The Tabor theme is so good. You are so right. This is a beautiful song. Sad songs, man. Sad songs say so much, as a great singer-songwriter once said.
Here's the scraps you're
Oh
after.
my goodness.
Thanks.
Let's come down here. We'll do this one first. It's been interesting to see, first of all, how invested everyone is in it. It's definitely rubbed off on you. Oh, nice. I love that. Being like, yeah, when you have no clue what's happening. It's good stuff. Can't wait till we reach Waloed Indomitable. Oh, what a great overworld theme. We love that one. Okay, this is a big part. We'll watch.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yotei, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yotei. You saved my brother.
I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace.
Flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Joshua.
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharmr.
Barnabas Tharmr. I see the chat. We're going to catch up in a minute, but the Agora. Nice Greek word.
Safe here in the Agora.
The city
Agora.
have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Oh my gosh, I love this guy.
Distinguished members of the council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashi.
Oh my gosh.
He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
Yeah.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
This music too, gosh, my heart swells.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
Gosh. It's so cold.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation.
Oh my gosh. Just amazing.
The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn.
Just a reminder, Mythos is
See that
Clive.
he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Talking about Dion. I mean, what a freaking entrance, right? Ah, I love Barnabas. In that I hate him kind of way. So good. Yeah. All right, we're going to get through these cutscenes, then we'll chat.
How long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Claymore, I want to hear more about that.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself.
This is the theme of the first Final Fantasy, by the way.
Even the undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the Eikons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The Eikons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yotei of the lake?
By all means.
Yotei, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
What's up, Ruby? What's up, Ansem?
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
How are you tonight?
That is your wish, your grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Yes, Kurai, yes.
farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yotei.
Yeah, Ansem, we've been talking about the nominations. It's been a hot topic this week. Roxas and Shion reborn. He does have a Roxas vibe to him, doesn't he?
Let's find our friends.
Find our friends. And our flames. That's cool.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Okay, there's a couple of things I wanted to mention here. Let's see. Let me go all the way back up here. So for those of you that are not familiar with the story of this game, Racy May, mainly you, we just learned how Joshua survived the events at Phoenix Gate. This was one of the big questions from the beginning of the game, and it turns out that there was almost like who said it? A secret service. Some dude said a secret service, basically called the Undying, that helped Joshua survive, and they are long-sworn protectors in the shadows of the Phoenix, and so they dragged Joshua out of the ruins and helped him get back to health. A lot of talk about Barnabas's theme. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, and we'll get more to that. The next time we chat about the next stream, we'll go into Barnabas's theme and the riddle and all of that kind of stuff. Karua, yeah, get ready to hear Mythos a lot in the game going forward. Yep. Racy May, a good antagonist. Claymore feels like he's literally Barnabas, and that's because you're stomping around in the rain, nothing deep. Okay, fair enough. Didn't know if you had a murderous rampage side to you, but good. Good to know it's just stomping in the rain, listening to the riddle, which is a good thing to do. Barnabas definitely owns any room he's standing in. He's magnetic, right? What a character. Just awesome. What's up, supportive? Good to see you. Surely not while slinking about a sword, I hope. My favorite stretch of the game incoming. Ruby, yeah. Great stretch of the game up here. I like that Joshua gives that incantation to Yote as they did with the Stoluses. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Sad about the nominations. Roxas, Shion Reborn. Over RE4 and Mario, like what? Yeah, I mentioned this at the top of the stream. I really would have put 16 in over RE4 personally. Mario is also a great game. I don't know if it's Game of the Year material. I really love it, but I understand why it's in there. I also think that 16 probably suffered from a little bit of recency bias with games like Spider-Man, maybe Alan Wake. I haven't played it. I don't know. And maybe... yeah, really those two, and maybe Mario Wonder as well. I don't know if we're still going to be talking about those games in a year or so, but I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I like Spider-Man 2. Don't get me wrong about that. But yeah. Did I ever look over what story the riddle is based off of? I did, and I'm ready to talk about it in our next stream. Not tonight, though, because we'll hear the riddle next stream. But yeah, I did, Ruby, and it's pretty amazing. Oh, I gotcha. Barnabas is your favorite antagonist. I love Barnabas in this game. Oh my gosh, I love him. And we will talk a little bit tonight about what Barnabas may represent, what Odin may represent. Oh, Barnabas is cool because people couldn't see the point behind his constant conjecture about God. Yes.
Cyril.
How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace.
Well.
I shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yote is otherwise engaged at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill. Charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Good question, Jill.
Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token.
Cyril of the Undying. Yeah.
For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
It's a Canva then.
We'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about this later. So that's actually a pretty... Hang on.
You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
Okay, so Cyril's a pretty interesting character here, and you may have heard the story of Saint Cyril of Alexandria. Saint Cyril of Alexandria was an archbishop in Egypt, Alexandria, Egypt, and he was a really important teacher, but also had some controversial teachings on the nature of the divinity of Christ. Cyril has a ton of importance and stuff. I'm going to read off just a couple of quick pieces of Cyril of Alexandria, because I think that it has a lot to do with Cyril here and in understanding his character, especially as it relates to Joshua the Phoenix, right? And so some things to remember. Cyril, recognized as a great teacher of the church, began his career as an archbishop of Alexandria, Egypt, with impulsive, often violent actions. He pillaged and closed the churches of the Novatian heretics, who required those who denied the faith to be rebaptized, participated in the deposing of St. John Chrysostom, and confiscated Jewish property, expelling the Jews from Alexandria in retaliation for their attacks on Christians. Now, that was his early life. Cyril's importance, however, for theology in church history lies in his championing the cause of orthodoxy against the heresy of Nestorius, who taught that in Christ there were two persons, one human and one divine. So like it wasn't the same, right? The controversy centered around the two natures in Christ. Nestorius would not agree to the title God-bearer for Mary. He preferred Christ-bearer, saying there are two distinct persons in Christ, divine and human, joined only by a moral union. He said that Mary was not the mother of God, but only of the man Christ, whose humanity was only a temple of God. Nestorianism implied that the humanity of Christ was a mere disguise. Now, Cyril condemned Nestorianism, proclaimed Mary truly the, quote, God-bearer, the mother of the one person who is truly God and truly human. In the confusion that followed, Cyril was deposed and imprisoned for 3 months, after which he was welcomed back to Alexandria. Besides needing to soften some of his opposition to those who had sided with Nestorius, Cyril had difficulties with some of his own allies who thought he had gone too far, sacrificing not only language, but orthodoxy. Until his death, his policy of moderation kept his extreme partisans under control. But even on his deathbed, despite pressure, he refused to condemn the teacher of Nestorius. It's really kind of an interesting piece. So you've got someone that helped to form some of the theology, especially of the Catholic tradition, Catholic Church, for centuries. And some of his greatest works would kind of talk about the importance of the idea of this Christ who would be resurrected and embody the divine inside of him. And I think that this is really interesting with Cyril, who is essentially a historian, a keeper of the theology of the Phoenix. And so as a member of the Undying, Cyril is also trying to preserve this idea of the Phoenix, preserve this, the meaning of the Phoenix. And in so doing, he is preserving the life of Joshua the Phoenix as well. So Cyril represents, I think in a lot of ways, some of this stuff. Now, as we will see, some of the practices of the Undying, especially in a side quest that Cyril has a little bit later, is kind of like, whew, was that the best? Should we go into that? We'll get to that, certainly. So, neat stuff. And fun fact, the bartender in the Dalamo Inn is a secret Undying member. Some dude, how'd you figure that out? Claymore, you have a lot of things steeping into headcanon. Joshua is the main man, it seems. Yeah, Racy, you could kind of say that. Joshua and Clive, at least. So some cool things there. I feel like a lot of people, at least from my perspective, misunderstand why Barnabas worships Ultima. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, but I think that we're going to really open the can of worms on that on Thursday. Karui, I actually just saw that funny post Night Sky Prince had posted. Yeah, I posted that phrase that somebody, so my Twitter is kind of bonkers. I've got the religious side, and then I've got my gaming side of Twitter. And on the religious side of ProfNoctis, somebody on a completely non-gaming post had said, if God were malevolent, he would still be worthy of worship. So I just screenshotted it and retweeted it. And I was like, my tweet was, I've played enough JRPGs to know that if God were malevolent, I would probably not worship him. And also I'd fight him as a final boss, right? It's a throwaway tweet or whatever. So Night Sky Prince puts a picture of Barnabas and has that tweet underneath it. And as though Barnabas is saying, if God were malevolent, he would still be worthy of worship. And that is so a Barnabas thing. So, I love Ryan for that. He is amazing. Nice Guy Prince, just a funny, witty, one of the wittier content creators that I know. He and I got to chat a little bit out in LA. At the Final Fantasy XVI launch, and oh my gosh, has just become one of my all-time favorite people. Love the guy. You don't think that's really a Barnabas thing? I do think it's kind of a Barnabas thing because he's very much a religious sort of I don't want to say a religious zealot, even though that does kind of apply in some ways. But instead, Barnabas strikes me as somebody that's like, Barnabas is very much like, it really doesn't matter what Ultima or God does. I'm going to, yeah, and that's exactly right, Kurai. Barnabas wouldn't view it as malevolence. That's it. It's just like God's going to do what God's going to do. And that's kind of the intent of the original poster of that tweet, that, our understanding of malevolence is not God's. And so if God is acting malevolent, well, that's just a human misinterpretation of it. And so God would still be worthy of worship, because if God is acting badly, then we just don't understand it, see the whole picture. It's kind of an important thing, because I was talking to somebody else on Twitter yesterday who has been going through some family stuff and was saying, let me zoom in on this one. A guy on Twitter, he's been going through some family stuff, and people keep on saying to him, well, God's got a plan, or God's good, and all this stuff. And that's a really tough thing to hear when you have a family member with some physical ailments, with some sicknesses and things like that. And so he and I were kind of talking about this. You can go through my tweets and kind of see this conversation if you care about it. But he was basically saying, it's kind of unhelpful for somebody to simply say, well, God is good, and everything happens for a reason, and that sort of thing. And I agree with that. I think that in some ways, when we're talking about divinity, there's a biblical, in the Jewish tradition particularly, known as theodicy, Theodicy, and the concept of theodicy is this questioning or wrestling with God. It's a theological dissonance where what you believe about God and what you're experiencing in life don't match up. And so you begin to question God's goodness or God's malevolence. Benevolence versus malevolence. And I think that it's something that a lot of people go through. It's kind of crisis of faith. So anyway, with Barnabas, you see an understanding of the divine that is kind of unflinchingly loyal to a degree. And we'll get to this more when we get to the key cutscenes. But he's trying to abandon self to the point that the trying to abandon self so that the will or the motivations of the divine are fully flowing through, that Barnabas is a vessel in some ways. Barnabas may be the most, quote, religious dominant that we see in this game. We'll definitely chat about that more. So, I don't know, some things to chat about for sure. Just talk to the bartender and he'll spill his secrets at least at some point in the after some point in the game. Barnabas wouldn't really review his malevolence. The statement itself is paradoxical. That's fair. I can see it. What do you mean by that, Claymore? I want to make sure that I understand what you're saying. Ah! I love that he kicks the guy up and then slashes him with a sword. That's a fun touch. Lady of the Rings, what's up? Thank you for the sub. How are you? How are you? Thank you for the sub. Oh my gosh, I got distracted. Now I'm gonna die. Just for you, lady, I got potions. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's keep running. Sorry I'm late, but I'm here. That is okay. We've talked about everything from Game Award nominations to religiosity. This will be fun. You're here just in time for an action sequence. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble.
I live for the cutscenes. Me too, Racy. Yes. If any of you have played Stormblood, Final Fantasy XIV, this next area reminds me of Alamigo Dungeon at the end of that game. Oh man, I love it. But all right. One thing I love about this section is that the player thinks Clive invincible after beating Bahamut. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Cutscene Simulator 2023 is my favorite game. Some people would take offense to that, but I know you love this game in your heart, lady. All right, let's do it. Free City of Canver. Free Cities of Canver. Old Canver. The warehouse.
Sounds like thunder.
Thunder?
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
Gav.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come. Is that who I think it is? Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
I love Gav.
He's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Ah!
Hey?
Hey? She's just happy she has someone else to do side quests for her. Mid. Racy, yes.
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
Uncle Byron, I love you, Uncle Byron.
It's really you.
Racy, you would love Uncle Byron.
See the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled.
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in this city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Karui, yes.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the merchants' district to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them, and quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the merchants' district, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all.
Not at all.
We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Ruby, I have some thoughts about what the Akashic might mean.
The ship, the Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast.
Again, I feel like we're going to have a big lore drop at the end of
you leave that to me.
The next stream. Maybe the end of this one. We'll see.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll do
Looks
that.
like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe.
Gutter snipe. Is that a profanity? I don't even know.
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Sweet Torgal.
Both of you.
You too.
Evenfall. Okay. This is pretty rad music.
Alright, Torgal.
Come on, Torgal.
Let's find those survivors.
We did talk about that, didn't we? Thank you, some dude. We did mention that last time. Or a couple times ago. It was brief, but we did talk about it. How they regress to that state. Yeah, yeah. I have a goofy and long-winded interpretation. Interesting. Of the Akashic. So this might be as good a time as any to talk about the Akashic. So yeah, we talked last time kind of about how the Akashic can represent this kind of carnal primal instinct that allows for the divine will to be almost like overtaking. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die because I'm talking. Comes at the cost of losing one's will and freedom. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Okay. After this fight, I'm gonna have to tell you something about the Akashic, but okay, y'all have a conversation. I'm gonna survive. Concentration is key here, and I am struggling. Okay, bump this. Woo! Struggle bus. That's where I am. That was stressful. Yikes. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Ironic, the free cities of Canver are being invaded by monsters with none. You mean like no free will? And no freedom? Yeah. That is an interesting dichotomy, isn't it? Oh, you jerk, you jerk. It is not good. Oh, I'm struggling. Take that. This guy is just like a damage sponge. Oh my gosh. What in the world? Just keep shooting him. This guy sucks. That was awful. We're changing up some things because we should not have had that kind of difficulty. Goodbye, Titan. Worthless. Let's do Shiva. I still like Odin. I think we're going to change out some Phoenix stuff, though. I still like Lightning Rod. I want that. I will Will-O-Ike still. Still got that. I think this is much better looking. You know what I haven't done in a long time? Any of this. Yikes. Are there any of these things that I want to do? I don't think so. Yeah, none of these are really happening because I've like mastered everything, or not really mastered. I guess have them. Rising Flames. Yeah, at this point, pretty much everything is just about. Well, I haven't upgraded that. I guess I could do that. Let's see, what is this? Well, yeah, I don't see anything that would be really helpful to us at this point. Okay, sorry about that. Back in it. I try to avoid menus as much as I can in the streams, just because not a lot of lecture chat. Look at all the bodies everywhere. Oh good, they're giving me potions. It's like they knew. I love Impulse and Pile Drive. That is a good one. That's a really good one. I think we're going to have a better time this time. Some dude, you're right. That one is a good one. Let's just blast everything. Garuda, Odin, and Titan are your favorites. I'm learning new things even with menus. Yeah. So one fun thing about the game, Racy, is that as you go through the game and you're defeating dominants and icons, the gods essentially, Clive slash Mythos is absorbing all of those. those abilities. And so we liken the gods to a different attribute because it kind of, while he definitely has physical powers,
There's nothing but monsters here.
while he's able to use their physical powers, he's also able to exact that attribute. So whether it be wrath or exacting provision or justice with Bahamut like last time, we're able to see him kind of be the embodiment of that, the story of it, the mythos of that, so to speak. Flare Breath into Gungnir is one of your favorite combos. That is a good one. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot that's happening up here. Claymore, I see some interesting things. Heavily editing and splurging, so if I sound too reductionist or wrong in my interpretation of religion, please allow you some slack. Hey, you've got it. We're all just kind of students tonight. Zen state, Satori enlightenment, in my mind, is tantamount to something of an intellectual emptying, in turn allowing for complete spiritual presence. In some branch of teaching of Buddhism, Akasha basically means some form of space. Yeah, I'll associate space with empty or quietus. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. Think about that. No, that's a great assessment. I love that. The goal of the Circle of Malleus, they want to empty themselves of their will and accept that of the will of God. Yeah, Claymore, that's exactly right. And that's not just in Buddhism, but that's also in Christianity, let me say. Let me kind of pause for a second. We can talk about that. In Colossians chapter 1, I think we get a New Testament interpretation of this that's actually really interesting. In Colossians chapter 1, I'm kind of going off of memory here. Colossians chapter 1, it says that there's this great secret that's been kept hidden for ages and generations, but is now known to the saints. I believe it's Colossians 1, 24 through 27, maybe 29 and 30. But Paul, the Apostle Paul, writing to the Colossians, the church at Colossae, he's saying, this secret, which has been kept hidden, I now make known to you and proclaim to you as this. It is Christ in you, the hope of glory, meaning Christ in you. It says, he goes on to say, to this end I labor, struggling with all his energy, which works so powerfully in me. In another place, Paul says, you must be crucified with Christ. I am crucified with Christ. I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. John the Baptist and the Gospel says it like this: he must increase, I must decrease. So this is an element in Christianity as well as in Buddhism, in Hinduism, this idea that there's a suppression, a subjugation of the flesh for the divine will to take over. Even Jesus says this in the Garden of Gethsemane, saying, yet not my will, but let your will be done, God, right? And this is him on the cusp of the cross. So some kind of interesting parallels there. It's not a foreign thing in religion and spiritual philosophy. It is this indwelling, this emptying of self so that a higher power, a higher mind, a higher wisdom can kind of take over and take root. Right? I think that's pretty interesting. My camera is like all getting out of focus here. Hey, focus on me, camera. Right here. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay. If that makes sense. Kind of interesting. So yeah, the Circle of Malleus, we're definitely going to get into. Daisy, what's up? No, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back. How are you, Daisy? How are you? Oh shoot. So is that element just in combat or also in the story? It's in both. It's in combat and in the story. He's taking on these things. This is why Ultima calls him Mythos. He's the house of all of these different stories of Eikons, and he's absorbing them into himself. Really, really cool stuff. Some dude, that's super interesting. While the Abrahamic afterlife is usually represented as eternal spiritual life, the salvation that Barnabas seeks. Yeah, Eastern religious philosophy tends to focus more on spiritual annihilation, where you become one with everything, closer to Ultima's actual goal. Whoa, that's really interesting. Hi, sweets. Thank you, Daisy. How have you been? Hope that you're doing well. What are you playing lately? Karua, yeah. I kind of miss the luscious Dion locks. Listen, they may have been a statement piece, but they were a pain. I don't understand how y'all with long hair do it. Fantastic. Diablo 4 today? What? Oh, man. I love Diablo 4. What a fun game. What a fun game. Totally snubbed in the nominations for Game of the Year or Video Game Awards, but I loved my time with it. I do not miss the long walks. Hey, listen. We tried something. They were extensions, but whatever. Okay, let's get back to it. It was the backlocks that got you. Yeah, they weren't really seen very well on stream, but I actually got a haircut yesterday, and like she gelled my hair up, and so I have some versatility now with my hair now that I've done the Dion cosplay. Okay, off we go. Oh, we're going the wrong way. This is the problem with me lecturing. I mean, you're handsome all day, every day, but yeah, didn't like them. So you prefer the short hair. Noted. Noted. Shorter hair. Yeah, I wouldn't call this short hair, especially because in high school, like every high schooler, all of the other students, all the other guys, I had the Caesar look that was like super shaved, super short, and super gelled. Also with the highlights, the like bleached highlights back in the day. That Justin Timberlake look, you know? As we did in the early 2000s. Backstreet's back, in sync, all day, every day. Hey, listen, it was good times. That was real professional Noctis. Hi. Oh my goodness. Freeze him. I thought you meant Caesar's in the Roman bloke. I do mean that, like the Caesar haircut, like Emperor Caesar looking. That was the look that I had in high school. I've got some old pictures somewhere. I'll have to show them to y'all sometime. What a time in my life that was. The Caesar look. That's what it was called. And Justin Timberlake, I think, made it really popular. But okay. Funny thing about the free city of Canver is that I can never navigate my way through the city. And I think I've done it again. I don't think this is right. No, it is right. Okay. Or maybe it's not right. No, it's not right. They were free to design it as poorly as they wanted, and they did. They did. I don't think it's a badly designed level. It just confuses me. as many places in this game do. I just get so turned around. Prof, hold L3 to dog. You are so right. They included that for people like me. Go, Torgal, go. Lead me. Look at this dog, leading me to the next area. But first, Torgal, a potion. This good old boy. I forgot that he did that. These death chocobos. Yeah, I always forget about the Torgal sense. Silly me. Thank you, chat. Take that, Akashic Chocobo. So again, very, very similar to what Claymore was talking about Anything that says Akashic, anything that says Akashic is something, some creature whose will has been completely subjugated, and it is back to its carnal, basic instinct, and therefore the intentional will of the divine is made known. This might be a good time to talk about the different wills of God tonight. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later. Who knows?
That sounded big. Joshua and Jill must be busy.
Someone should definitely clip me excitedly shouting, "Hold L3 to dog." No context. I think that'd be so good. Akashic X supportive. You have a complete subjugation of will, is that right? I have no problems killing hordes of all these enemies, but killing a poor chocobo hurts you every time. The first time that I played through this game, you guys, I first of all did not do any fast travel in the game. And I made it my point to, whenever I entered an area, I would absolutely kill everything that existed. And that would include the precious little chocobos. I killed so many things. No. Ooh, nice parry. Pretty much as I'm in the Air Force. Oh, huh. That's fair. They kind of do, like, break you out of that. I've oftentimes said that when I've worked with different groups on campus, I've talked a little bit about how basic training and one's first days in kind of the military is very similar to the breaking of will that the monastics had as far as trying to subjugate their will. Dustman, what's up? How are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. I didn't know the orc boss's red swirlies could spawn in the air like that. Yeah, who knew? I always found it interesting that the orc warlords seem to use similar magic to Barnabas. Huh, what do you make of that? That is interesting. That's pretty cool. Oh crap. Oh crap. Dodge. That was close. Attack, Torgal, attack. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Nice try, I guess. Oh no, what have I done? Ah, that was a bad choice. Also a bad choice. Whew. That was not what I wanted. Dodge better! Woo! We are struggling right now. Just getting home from work, about to sit down and play some video games. Nice, what are you about to play? Well, also just noticed the detail of this guy having chunks of crystal in his staff. Yeah, this is a really well designed enemy. I like him. That was spooky. Probably gonna play some Call of Duty. Nice. Okay, is the campaign as bad as people are saying? Because like I love a Call of Duty campaign. Not gonna lie, my brother and I used to play the crap out of that. Probably why he says that Final Fantasy 16 looks like a Call of Duty game. Ooh, my gosh. Ah! I did not do good things. Yes, it is bad. Oh, man. It's a much worse version of the original. I've not played it because of many bad things. Only installed the multiplayer. Oh, man. Okay, let's fight him again. Hey, it wouldn't be a ProfNoctis stream without a death like that, right? Oh, great. Yeah, just keep on slashing into nothing, Clive. Just keep... Oh, this is a pointless fight. Shadow boxing. Right there. Well, this is going super great. Don't let him do it to you. Unfortunately, yeah, they really dropped the ball with the new COD campaign. At least he teleported me back after I finished attacking. That's true. Any Odin ability that requires Rift Step, and it kind of bothers you. I like Rift Step, mostly. Let's hit him with a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and then a little bit of this. There we go. Dodge, dodge, better. Oh my goodness. Don't do it. Don't let him teleport. Okay, good. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, we love that. We love to see it. We love to see it. Now we'll unleash. Will-o-the-Wikes is another good way to deal with a long wind-up. Yeah, I like Will-o-the-Wikes. Oh, that was the wrong button. Ow. Crap! I hate when he moves like that. There we go. That's good. Oh, whoops. Hit him more. There we go. Okay, I think we got him this time. Well, that was stressful.
This is the Agora.
Is this the Agora?
Leaders gather. There may still be survivors inside.
I bet there's not, though. Just jump over the dead body there. Okay, but first, potions everywhere. Any potion over here? Oh, a treasure chest. You'd love to see it. First try, yeah. Thank you, supportive. You live up to your name every time. I need that kind of encouragement in my life.
Where are they?
Oh, it's you.
These creatures. Does Optimus reach extend this far?
Crap, I really did badly there. I just arrived, so for you, that was the first try. What's up, potatoes? Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Okay, where's the Healy boy? Where's he at? Where's the one healing everybody? You. And he disappears? No, you don't. I am done with this healing. Where's the other Healy boy? Odin! I am shocked and appalled that 16.2 didn't make the FF Union poll, under which FF are you looking forward to most? And yet, Final Fantasy 15.2 did. How cool is that? No, I don't really know if I would want a second Final Fantasy 15. Healy boy. It's kind of like the middle schoolers. They go around with those sneakers that have wheels on the back of them. Healy boys. I'm almost fearful that they might try to undo something in 15 like they did with the book that I hate it with all my heart. I love Final Fantasy 15. It is my most important Final Fantasy from me and my life trajectory. But I don't want a sequel. It showed Liquid Flame as the lowest rated boss. I need to rewatch, or I need to watch that full video. For sure. Okay, here we go. I gotta stop.
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Mythos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt, and now you're here, with an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rosfield? They are men, like you and me.
We can talk about Halberd.
Albeit one's unburdened by
Or
the
Halberd.
wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty.
The vessel
Shall not be spoiled.
This is quite a fight. Ansem, I see what you're saying. Would love to know why, in your eyes, 15 is incomplete. Would love to talk to you more about that.
As long as you don't hold back.
Ow. Ruby, what would you like to say about Sleipnir of House Harbord? Whoa, what a freaking parry! That was amazing! Parry King tonight, baby. Parry King. Parry King. Manners, Lord Rossfield. I wheezed. Harbord is believed to be Odin or Loki in disguise in mythology. I think based off the personality in this game, Harbord is Loki. That's a really good idea. Like, I really like that. He's definitely kind of tricksy. Whoa, ho, ha. Yeah, Ansem, so did you read the book? Did you like the DLC that would have been included? Did you like the story that it was telling?
It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame.
Harbord sent Benedicta's head and rescued Hugo. Really, what'd you like about it? Gungnir.
Watch closely, Mythos. Yes.
Little weird here. Oh, 20 seconds. Oh no. Okay. I like the Akashic particles in the air appearing at times. Yeah, what do you make of that, Ruby? That's cool. Given what we learned, he's kind of both a tricky teleporter who is in fact part Odin. Okay, I like it. Back. Alright, Ansem. Yeah, what did you like about the book? Ow. Gosh, I love this song. It's not my favorite song, but I do love it. Odin got his revenge story. Okay. Okay. You feel like there wasn't justice for Odin in the original? The cutscene after this fight is over is one of your favorites in the game. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, we'll talk about it. And the real main villain? Yeah. Okay. So you would go with the idea that Bahamut is the kind of real villain in Final Fantasy XV's universe? Back it up, back it up, back it up.
Actually, I wouldn't. Let's try.
I should probably pay attention.
Let's try. Too slow.
Ooh, like that would have been a great moment to pay attention. They milked 15 to the bone. No, I appreciate your comments. I mean, it's probably obvious to you by my username that we're probably on different ends of this, but I appreciate the critiques. My students have a lot of critiques of the game as well. For me, it worked on every level. But I hope that you'll be in our Final Fantasy XV stream next semester in the spring, because I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that sort of thing for sure. Let's see. What have I missed? Rule of 3, baby. There's a 3 Barney fights. Yeah. See that in the original game, not in paid DLC? Yeah. Okay, hang on. I gotta focus. Crap! No! Dodge! Whew, there's so much happening. Ah! He's invincible right now. Oh, yikes. Oh. Ow. No! Oh my gosh, that was close. Ah! No, 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 no. Oh, gosh. Ah, same, Ansem, same. For Game of the Year, at least. Hey, Leon, what's up? Clive's too unfocused, doesn't have enough conviction. Kind of me right now. Oh, ow. Ow. Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's go! Good night. Ah! No! Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah! Actual first try. Actual first try. Wow. You guys, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was insane. And the fact that I was also trying to read the chat was not a good omen. I should have learned. Like, I'm not good. Okay, so I missed some things. Yeah. But y'all got it. Fitting Sleipnir to defeated with fitting that he would be defeated with his liege lord's signature weapon. Yeah, the OST is underrated. Yeah, hey, won best sound design with the golden joysticks, and it's nominated for best sound or soundtrack for the Game Awards. So that's pretty rad. Clive typically wins fights with just with superior power, but he's about to learn that it won't always work. Okay, so this next scene is so good and so important. Think about all of the things that we talked about with Barnabas so far. This idea about his own relationship to the divine, and we've talked a lot about will. We've talked about how he's utilizing Akashic, which are those whose will has been broken in lieu of the divine will. So we're kind of talking about that a little bit. So let's go ahead and watch, and we'll have a good discussion afterwards.
The vessel is strong. My liege.
Clive.
You're all right.
As are you, I see. We are, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Well, you did what you could. I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Found her.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. You may kneel before Barnabas Tharmr, Warden of Ash and King of Waloed.
Get back.
Mm-hmm.
Wild and impetuous. I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer. One that must be excised.
Try it.
All the rest.
Joshua!
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry!
Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Gosh, it's so good. Yeah, no, everything y'all are saying in the chat is like spot on. Really, really great stuff.
Will you be all right?
The phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we were up to, they'd all want a piece. Alright.
Karui, say more about that.
And how is he?
What does it say, do you think?
Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gale into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You not mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake, my boy. Oh.
All I want to do is help. And the world won't save itself. It was Sid. Your father, who taught me that.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the royalists?
Fucked off, the lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. The Iron Hair wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
Gosh.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of her Eikon endures. And as long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
But do you have an idea?
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself.
Yeah, so lots being said here. I do want to kind of pick up on this is as good a moment as any for us to chat about it. So in this part of the game, Clive has come against a dominant, an Eikon, and an opponent who he can't just defeat with brute force. I think you've said it in the chat several different ways, several times, but I think this is a key important moment because of that. He can't just brute force it. Instead, he's needing something else. Now, if we are taking score, keeping track of all of the all the icons that he's absorbed. Remember, he's Mythos. He is absorbing all of these stories, all of these gods, these icons, powers of the gods into himself. If we're keeping score, and we're kind of going into this theological, symbolic interpretation, then number one, he's got the power of control. He is able to control, have divine control. Number two, he's got provision, Rama. He's got wrath, which is Ifrit, and certainly not just wrath, but that's one key way of thinking about it. Wrath, typically used up to that point in the game as revenge. Then it's more of a tempered wrath, but it's still very, very wrathful. Then we move on from that, and we get Bahamut. And Titan. And Titan is about power, right? It's strength. It's the strength of the divine. And then finally we get Dion/Bahamut, which is justice. Now each one of these is kind of an aggressive thing, except for provision, which is Sid. And what we're seeing is that he still doesn't have, Clive still doesn't have the aspects, the temperance needed to take on something that is a little bit more elegant than just brute force. Brute force can't quite overcome this sort of thing. And I think that's a key piece to this story here. So Mythos has some character development to do, which we'll get into momentarily. We see soon, Kuruai says how Barnabas views the nature of dominance, thus the way that Clive and Jill seem only to accept it for its combat utility is a waste. Yes, Clive repeating the same thing Sid says. Yeah, the world isn't going to save itself. I love that line. That's really, really good. The bonds of human consciousness are what ultimately brings Clive back here. Yes, absolutely. It is that force of the will. And remember what Ultima wants to do and what Barnabas is told by Ultima, that you have to sever every connection that he has. And so what was done physically to Clive here, the sever nearly every sinew, but doesn't kill him, this is about subjugating his physical body to the idea that he needs the will of Ultima. And now he's in the process of severing all of the connections that Clive has, and beginning with Jill, who has been taken captive at this point. Ruby said earlier, Clive was also unfocused, lacked strong conviction at this point. Yeah, we'll see later how strong will matters to truly bring out one's power. Yes. Ruby, this part is why I don't mind the mid-quest. Fair. It does build into this story moment, and I do agree with that. The one thing I don't like about this part is we immediately have to do mid-quest for a little bit. Actually, Jill can wait. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, Kuruai. It's a little bit of a, like, okay, let's go do this. Which, fair, let's kind of regain. It also gives some time for Clive to fully heal. I get that. That bothers me too, but video game logic, fair. I feel like it's also subjugating his mind as well. Yeah. This is a subjugation of the entire self. That is the goal of Ultima and of Barnabas. I was actually originally thinking days before this lecture that if I had to imagine a divine attribute devotion of Odin, I'd say it'd be war or strife, which does fit as we learn of Barnabas's machinations. But what's been said in the chat, and what you said earlier about Barnabas's unflinching loyalty in the matter of will, makes me realize that loyalty and will might be Odin's attributes. So his unflinching loyalty, I might actually offer that Odin, let me talk about this to the main camera. I'm willing to go in a lot of different ways with Barnabas, but Barnabas and Odin seems to be a warrior of righteousness. This idea of, and maybe even holiness. The idea of holiness is being set apart, and in Christian logic, in Hinduism, and in Buddhism, in a lot of these religions of the heart and of the mind, not just like this is what distinguishes it from, say, like Greco-Roman mythology and stuff. Religion of the heart and mind, a pious or pietistic sort of mentality, is the subjugation of self so that the divine will, the divine power can kind of come in. This is the key piece to a pious, righteous, or holy person. So I would probably go along the lines of holiness or righteousness, and it manifests in Barnabas as a crusader, like he is in that war. He is the spirit of the crusader that goes around killing everyone that doesn't align. Okay, it's the worst of Christian history, but it's not exclusive to Christianity. It is very much a if you're not with us, you're against us, and we're going to kill you, sort of thing. So convert or die, sort of thing. Kill the non-believers. Yeah, that's exactly right, Lady of the Rings. Funny, since his aesthetic is very Dark Knight. Yeah, and so holiness with that sort of blood vengeance does kind of become this Dark Knight attribute in some ways. I'm currently going with this Odin mentality of divine kingship, sovereignty, or supremacy. Sorry, the chat started moving, and I started like losing my spot. Barnabas as a crusader, yeah, that's kind of the way that I'm imagining this, and it certainly gets more apt once we get into the nation of Ash. Barnabas uniting the dominant speech makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, uniting the dominance as a way of subjugating oneself, yielding to all of the will of the gods, which is the will of all the Eikons, right? It's all of these disparate aspects brought into one for the purpose of the divine will being done. And this is the importance of Mythos, right? Mythos is going to be the vessel for all of these conflicting attributes of the divine. And we haven't really even gotten to Shiva and Phoenix entirely yet. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff here. Barnabas also innately above everyone, automatically the best in the room. Yeah, he's the king, right? He is the king of the Eikons to some degree. I mean, I might argue Bahamut to a degree, but he's definitely the king, right? I mean, that's what they call him, the last king. Or saving them, Paladin Knight. Yeah, that's very fitting, actually, which brings to mind some lyrics to the final boss theme. Yeah, we'll get to that. Boy, oh boy, I love the lyrics. Referring to as the last king, the only dominant consistently referred to as king or your majesty. Ruby, yes, Kaer Norvent wasn't for the Phoenix, it was for Mythos. Ha, yeah, totally. And Barney was keeping Sanbreque at bay to distract them from Clive. Yeah, that's exactly it. So Barnabas is like playing 3D chess, manipulating everything to bring him into the right timing with all of these dominants, all of these Eikons, in an effort to absorb them. Not only that, but according to the Ultimania, Barnabas is the founder of Waloed, thus he is literally both the first and the last king, the Alpha and the Omega. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, right? And I think that there's a lot of analogies made with this crusader kingdom of God, mightily advancing, taking, I would say, because the Crusaders are very Christian oriented, it is this idea of the kingdom of God is going to be brought by blood and by steel, right? And I think that that's a super interesting thing in this game, the way that they're depicting this. Again, we're picking up on a lot of different spiritual notes with all this, and we're not making an allusion to all of them, like specifically, but we're kind of piecemealing and saying, okay, here's some traces of this, here's some traces of this. The big thing that I want us to remember, though, especially as we move into future weeks, is why? Why are they telling this story this way? What does it say about the philosophy of religion? Because I said on night one, this is a stream about the philosophy of religion. There's others that are doing a lot of work in religious and myth world on this and just making parallels. I'm really interested in what this statement is on the philosophy of religion, regardless of one's religion. So keep that in your mind, especially with this guy, because he is by far the most religious figure that we are seeing in this game. Most religious icon we're seeing, I guess. I never made the Crusader connection, but now I'm never going to unsee it. Yeah, in the best way, yeah. In my opinion, I think Barney should have been the centerpiece villain instead of Ultima. Oh, man. So I'm kind of with you because he is a more enticing villain than Ultima, but once we get to Ultima in the end, like gosh, it's so good. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get to that discussion because I'm sold on Ultima being a great villain in this game. Yeah, and also Ultimania confirms that Sleipnir has been around as long as Odin has, meaning he's literally always had a subject to rule over. Yeah, that's good stuff. The one issue I've heard levied against that is that the ultimate villain is really supposed to be the systems of oppression of the world. Okay, perhaps no one person should be a representation of that. You know, and we kind of see this with Barnabas, right? I mean, he's a pawn. To a degree. I mean, he has a will of his own, but he's emptied himself. Well, gosh, we'll get to that. Okay, let's get to these mid quests. I'm just a Barney simp. Okay, Barney simps, all are welcome. Okay, let's do this. Oh, what a fun moment that was. Hey, we went some cool places there, didn't we? That was good. I know I say this every stream, but I gotta say it again. Your participation in this stream is what makes it good. It's what makes it great. I've got a lot of information that I can kind of bring to this, but you bring so much insight, so much interest, and so much opinion into this that it just makes the discussion better. Even if you and I are on different ideas and stuff, I think that the fullness of this is just so good. This is exactly what I dream of in my classrooms, but I love it in here. So thank you for being an amazing chat. Y'all are next level.